Yeah, the Ursa's just going to dominate the Bloodseeker in lane. I think that's the purpose of the pick. That's why it was so quick.
So, Urge, final thoughts on the game, on the series, on the rather on the draft. My bad.
Yeah, I do like the Ursa pick.
It's almost
taking
midnight.
Bloodseeker out of the game is gonna make their early mid game a lot easier, and I think Deuce lineups are generally harder to play because you have to be so careful about how you initiate. So I think I like Liquid's draft better.
50 kills in 30 minutes, over or under?
Under, I think.
Yeah, less kills
think-
than previous.
I think I'm going to go with under too. I mean, I love Liquid. They're doubling down on the aggression, but I just think it's going to be a lot harder this game. It's a Medusa it's farming, not a Bloodseeker. I think that the off like it makes a lot more sense. And they're all in. All three of these cores, single target DPS. It's a big ask. They're going to need to have double Nigma's kills to be even in this game. And that's just tough against Crow and the boys.
All right, thanks, Purge, for your contribution. We'll come back to you after the game. Moxie, final thoughts on this draft?
I like the aggression. We saw what Liquid was bringing to the table early on in the first game. They all went at, both of them actually, the full 5v5. But I feel like with this kind of a lineup, they're just going to go running at them and they're going to secure themselves that early victory.
All right, will we have a third game? I really hope we will, because these two teams seem very, very evenly matched and they are very entertaining to watch. Made even more entertaining by our commentary duo of OD Pixel and VSJ.
Behold!
Thanks very much, Steve. Yes, game 2 of Nigma versus Liquid. And Brian, what sort of stands out to you first? What do you want to talk about? We're getting this very quickly picked Ursa from Liquid to end their draft. Are you sort of on board with that? Did you sort of look at this game and say it's a great bear game?
I wouldn't say it's a bad pick. I didn't see anything better, but I don't necessarily feel all that great about it because last game, the counter to the Bloodseeker puck was that they kind of just stood still. Ursa, on the other hand, has to actually run around in the fight, and if they throw all their spells on him and force him to use his BKB and ultimate defensively, he's suddenly not nearly the threat and tanking hero that he's meant to be. I think Medusa makes their entire game plan very difficult. 4 of their 5 heroes have to be point blank range in order to do any damage, and Medusa, I think, counters that as a whole. And they have to go on the Medusa eventually, and the rest of Nigma's lineup is just so good at what Kyle would call peel. You're forcing them off of the Medusa with the Clockwork Hook and the Cogs, the Phoenix Egg, Puck Coil. I really like Nigma's draft. I personally think it's a heavy out draft for Nigma.
Okay.
I'm not really sure how it's going to play out because I don't play heroes like Medusa myself, but on paper, I would be scared to play Ursa in this game. But yet I see what they're going for. It's good against Bloodseeker in lane, good against the Egg in the mid game. So I like what they're thinking, but I do think Nigma has the upper hand.
I mean, that's the thing as well, right? Is that this top lane, as you say, sure, the Bloodseeker's melee, Mika's going to have that advantage being an Ursa against him. But you're against this Bloodseeker and the Phoenix, right? And this Phoenix isn't going to be too much fun for the Ursa to lane against.
Yeah, Ursa's just not the lane dominator he used to be. He usually comes online like level 3 or 4 when he gets a couple points up in all of his spells. And Bloodseeker, 6 base armor. Really high base armor for an offlaner, traditionally speaking. So the threat of the Ursa physical damage early is not going to be nearly as high. And he also has decent sustain. And the Phoenix, like you said, the Fire Spirits can be super annoying because Ursa might have to put a point or 2 up in the overpower, which means he has less points in the Earth Shock for the slow. Yeah, I don't think this lane's nearly as bad for mind control as Kyle painted it to be.
Okay, and then meanwhile, sort of down on the bottom lane, are Liquid going to be able to put much pressure onto Miracle here as this Deucer, or are you able to farm pretty safely down here?
Yeah, I thought they were going to pick something like Ogre last pick for Nigma, but Clockwork does a similar job. His whole job is just say, get away from my Medusa, right? He's going to walk in front of you, threaten with the battery assault, and I don't think they can really do anything to Miracle here. They're both melee. They have to go through a Clockwork. Kuroki's always going to position himself properly. Just look at him. He's just running at the Legion. Boxy's actually getting completely zoned as Miracle is just free farming down here. I really like the idea that Miracle has to solo carry this game. I think his hero is much more built than last game to do just that.
So yeah, Kuro doing a great job of just running Boxy down and causing him to have to make the move all the way back to his tower. Top lane Mickey is looking for GH. He's going to have another shock in a second. GH just hits level 2 and is able to dive back out to safety. Quite able to off yet. It's going to be interesting. Oh, Miracle. He's sort of ended himself up underneath that tower here. Tiger do the best with the body blocks, but Kuro will come across, hogs out onto the two of them. Was able to safely sit back and survive again. An abundance of mana to rely on for a shield. And yeah, just gonna be interesting what Miracle builds on the Medusa. We did see a Medusa the other day. Went for 2 of the Falcon Blades to the S and Y. So that is definitely one way to play the hero in this patch. See which way Miracle wants.
I'm curious if he does the same thing. The Falcon Blade seems really nice for the mana regen as well as the health. It's just so value on Medusa, but I don't know if you need 2 of them. So I'm kind of that's the only sample size I have thus far. But I'm not like sold on it completely yet.
No, because I can. Other than that, like what sort of arrives you looking on the Medusa? Is this another hero that you still feel happy getting a Maelstrom early on to just sort of speed up your game?
I'm of the opinion he probably just needs to build to live, just buy efficient stat items like a Manta and a Scotty, and basically just say my team's going to do the rest of the damage for me. Bloodseeker Phoenix, I don't think damage is going to be an issue. I think it's more so that as long as Liquid can't kill him before all of his teammates' damage goes off, then he's good to go.
There, Tiger. Looking onto Weehaw, but won't quite be able to set up completely. Bottom. Boxy now with the levels, level 3, can do a better job of turning and trading back with Kuro. Points at the moment of courage to do so. Mid lane Weehaw is completely out of regen. 4-minute rune's coming up. He's going to chance it for the bottom rune, and he's going to get very fortunate too. Gets the refill, and it's an arcane. So lovely power rune there for Weehaw. On the side, only really that bottom lane where Boxy's a little behind sort of the top lane. They're going pretty evenly. No one else really getting completely bullied out of today's game. I
like the Taiga's move here. I think him going top is really good because he can't really help pressure the Dusa, and so in that case, just let Boxy be Boxy down here. And he's allowing the Ursa to get solo, like basically free farm up here because mind control to walk up.
Can you get away with buying Midas on Medusa nowadays, or is that just way too?
I think in some games you can. I think she's heavily benefits from the attack speed, and it just depends on how much you feel like you're going to get ran at mid-game. And I think since Liquid has such a high threat of that here, as you see Crystal Maiden, I feel like if you had to bank on one hero every game feeding First Blood, you know, high percentage-wise, it'd be a Crystal Maiden.
I have a chance getting mid as well, getting clipped by the edge of the Blood Bright. Speed for mind control to keep chasing with Weehaw, and at the same time down bottom, Kuro. The two of them, Kuro and Miracle, are able to run down Boxy. Kills across the map here for Nigma. And again, you know, Weehaw making the same sort of moves that he was doing in that last game where he really was off to just a brilliant start with his early rotations on the puck. And we're seeing that yet again here. He's still getting aggressive top. He's about a creep away from hitting level 6. Insania very low. He's trying to pop a salve Insania, but Weeha's going to be able to finish it off. The setup's there for Mind Control to get the kill with the Blood Right. And now Weehaw, he's level 6. So he can look to get even more out of this. Turns over towards Tiger. They're going to get another out of this. It really is, again, just the opening 8 minutes, we saw, you know, Weehaw get an ultra kill in the last game. Already here in the 6 minutes, 2-0-2. He got so much done there with that move up to top.
I think in this patch, it's really hard to play carry. I think it's really hard to be survivable as carry. I think if you ever manage to draft a carry, that I look at and say, I don't really know how he dies. I feel like it's a significant draft advantage, more so in this patch than normal. And I just look at this last pick Ursa, and what made me so hesitant about it was that I'm so scared of his... He can't, like, farm from 10 to 15 minutes. Like, he's going to get ran at. He's constantly under threat. Puck actually deals with you very well super early game, and I don't feel like they can reciprocate that pressure onto this Medusa. I think the Clockwork last pick was great. You saw it bottom, and exactly what it was meant to accomplish when Miracle got kicked under tower. But here, they're looking to make something happen. Liquid is not okay with the status quo of this game, and they are going to try to basically ensure this Ursa's safety top so that he can have some space to farm.
He's
But
spotted.
GH breaks the smoke.
Yeah, out completely. So unlikely that Tiger and Seni can get the angle they want. Look who's chasing. Weare's already moving back up here. 4 seconds to Dream Coil. No hesitation. As soon as the ult's up, Weare's in position to put on the pressure. Mickey has hit the 6. See, he's going to pop it early here to break the coil. Sure that he does Nigma from trying to dive in underneath the tower.
It's just so nice to play Deuce here because usually as a carry, you're like quote-unquote AFK, right? But he's actually able to defend mid-tower. So that is super nice because he frees up his puck to do whatever Weehaw wants on the map. And you see here, he's pressuring the Ursa while Medusa's just defending mid-tower and farming. You just have to compare the lives of these 2 carries, the 2 heroes that are meant to win the game for their team. Medusa's just chilling mid, Ursa's getting ran at by 3 heroes. And I think this is gonna basically be the look of the game for the next 10 minutes, honestly. And by that point, I think the net worth lead from the net worth differential between Miracle and Mickey will be too much to overcome for a hero like Ursa against Medusa.
Obviously top, Tiger. The rest of Liquid, they sort of bailed out of this top lane. Tiger tried to stick around to at least soak up the XP. But Nigma not going to let that happen. Another kill's found out of that top lane. And that top lane is going to be completely abandoned now from Liquid. Very surprised if we see them try and put any hero up here. Certainly issues to deal with elsewhere. Pressure already coming in mid. Because as you say, it's going to be very good timings this game. Just had that SMY queued up on the Brave Band. So not a Falcon Blade, man. Just going for the standard SMY. Say just pure survivability as soon as he can. Top lane Tiger, he came back to the lane. I mean, I said they wouldn't come up here. Tiger decided to prove me wrong. Instantly TP's back and dies the second time.
I actually don't know how Liquid wins this game. I actually don't know how they win this game. I feel like it's already over. That's how I view it. And the beauty of this is I love how teams will do whatever they can to win the game. Like they're just gonna figure out some way. Like if we can win the game, what's the one iteration, according to Doctor Strange here, that results in our victory. And right now, it looks like Liquid is just gonna try to hit their timing. DK, I think, is going to be the backbone of their comeback here. Maybe that early bit of tower pressure, maybe catch them out with that early blink dagger. Because right now, Taiga's only level 4. Legion Commander doesn't really have a clear duel target. It's hard to get on top of the puck. Medusa's going to be playing super safe on the map. Phoenix, Clock, these are very hard heroes to duel. And Weehaw, you just feel so content on Weehaw here, running around the map, being a nuisance. Because in the meantime, your Medusa's farming.
Kuro's in. He's able to pick up the bounce. Weehaw is trying to jump off to the side. Should still fall though.
Good start.
We get one. 10 out towards Kuro, but it is for TP away. He'll make it. Something found at least for Liquid. Mickey gets the kill onto Weehaw. Dive in on the mid. GH looking for Tiger. Tiger over the TP out. Quite enough damage to take him down before Tiger will escape. Koifa TPing straight back into the mid, trying to do his best to limit the amount of pressure that Miracle can put onto this tower, but Miracle's got the backup of GH. Miracle doesn't seem to want to go anywhere as he's sticking around, trying to finish off the tower. Open the Stone Gaze as well to try and secure the last hit, but they have the fortification up, so Nigma will have to retreat. At least we'll be able to hold and take that away from them if they want. But he's now nigh range.
Yeah, the problem with that kill on the puck is it seems nice it's the opponent mid laner, but you're supposed to be able to turn that into objectives for DK. But because of the pressure that Miracle's putting mid, he has to then TP to use his Dragon Form to defend rather than do anything in regards to taking objectives of their own. And Mind Control, he might be in some trouble top. Taiga is level 6. Just roll into the duel here, most likely.
Joel. See. Cure now. Damage bonus. Bottom lane, Mickey. We'll find the tower tonight. He's taking away some of this potential gold that Nigma could have cleaned up. Mid, Koifa just continues to try and do his best to hold them back, but Kuro's able to get the angle. Comes in from the side with a hook shot. They're going to pop the egg, make sure that they have enough magical damage to take this, but they still might not actually have the number there. As Boxy's able to come in with the heal, allow Koifa to step away out of the cogs, ensure that he doesn't get caught out by the supernova stun. So they will manage to live. Miracle, though, was able to get that last hit on
That's 4 heroes from Liquid to lose a tower. They're very happy with that result outside of Team Nigma. Like, they don't care about the kill on DK. They just wanted the tower. Like, obviously the kill on DK is icing on the cake, but all they wanted there was to finish off that mid tower so Miracle can kind of go farm wherever he wants. He kept farming mid in order to exert the pressure, and now he can choose to farm Ancients and be more efficient at taking that tower. Kuroky, no hook shot just yet.
I think I've got Tiger. Can they try and fight this? They do have the dueler, but it still seems very hard, especially with being as strong as they are right now. Over towards mid, Quakeface trying to pressure the mid tower. GH and Miracle time to force him away. The hookshot's going to connect from Kuro. Kuro leads straight in onto Quake, but Weehar's coming across. They're looking for the chase. At the same time, top lane, Mind Control gone on by Tiger and Insania. Dreamcore locked down mid. They'll guarantee themselves the kill on Quafer. Mind Control still alive up top. Should die to the 3 of them though. As D-Box is able to walk in, get himself another successful duel. Still, Nigma taking the trade, keeping this momentum up as Mickey has also been found. TP's coming in. He's out of the cogs. Won't quite kill him, but bullying him away. Miracle able to take a bit of this triangle away from the Ursa. I think obviously one thing that Liquid's got to really do their best to control is their jungle. There are some lovely stacks there, and it'll be a huge shame if Miracle's able to walk in and take them for Nigma.
Yeah, it's just economic damage here. Miracle's like basically getting escorted to his farm by the rest of his team. He's like, I'd like to farm the enemy triangle now, please. And they just 3-man gang squatted up, forcing the Ursa out. Seems like it may be inefficient to do that for some camps, but Ursa's not farming. So even though your GPM's technically lower on the Medusa than it would be if you were farming your side of the map, you're making the Ursa's GPM effectively 0, you know, other than the passive goal. He's forced to run away. He's not getting any camps at all for himself. And it's all percentage based. You'd rather have 100 to 0 than 200 to 100 in terms of net worth, right? Like, so it's going to keep paying off here. Miracle's got the SNY. Really good against the duel as well as the stun from DK. Seems like a lot of carries are just prioritizing the Sanj and Yasha after the status resistance buff, as well as the only source of status resistance over the Manta. Kuroky just scouting here. After they take that tier 1 tower, the map is their oyster, Team Nigma. They get the puck farming bottom, Miracle's farming jungle around mid, and the rest of the 3 of them are kind of just poking and prodding the rest of Team Liquid to annoy them and cause them to basically always be on the back foot.
On the hump for Quake, but they found him here, moving in with the smoke. TP's coming in from Liquid. Gonna do their best to try and keep Quake for alive, but the commitment's there with the Dream Coil. Instant end to the CMO with the Yule Step to the Supernova's down. They've got to split Liquid. They're trying to get away from it all, but Quake cannot. Held underneath the egg. He'll fall. They'll also get the catch onto Insania over to the side. Nigma, more kills. Now in position to start taking more and more of the potential farm away from Ursa as Miracle moves into the jungle. Will just keep his farm quite a step ahead that of Mickey. A bit of catch-up will occur now. You know, Mickey, he has at least got the Battle Fury complete. Still a long way to go to match the pace that Miracle's farming at mid. More kills for Miracle to get involved in. Steps across, claims the life of Tiger. Rehart, so spawning out Boxy to the side, but no Coil quite back up yet, so have that immediate catch. But this is some early aggression now. What, 15 minutes in, you're stepping up with this Medusa to these tier 2s, and Quakefa sort of trapped in the trees here. They're in with a hook shot, Cox over to the side. Mickey's been silenced. He's gonna get the chance to get the ult off. He's got to run. He's got to step right out of it, but he's been ruptured. Miracle's able to move in. They're trying their best with the silence and the duel to lock down Miracle, but he's just too tanky at this stage. They don't have the damage to kill him. Mickey ends up dying inside the base as Weeha dives in for him. Picks up another as Insania is also going to go down, as it just seems to be too much. 16 minutes in, 14 to 3, 7k lead, and Nigma's lineup, that they can just sort of go wherever they want with this Medusa, and it's hard to see what Liquid can do to stop this.
Yeah, Medusa. I think the Medusa pick was just too good. They had DK, Earth Spirit, Legion at the time in that draft. Like, all their damages, we have to go on you. And it's similar to last game where Nigma relied on going on them, and they just didn't have to move on side of Team Liquid in game 1. It's like the opposite here. Medusa just, you saw there, he gets dueled up. He's in the middle of everything. And Miracle's just like, okay, I was going to be attacking you guys anyways. I guess I'll just keep attacking. The rest of his team just cleaning up in the back. Ursa had to use all of his like ultimate survivability tools just to live, which means he can't dish out the damage because he's no longer confident in terms of his own survivability. Koikfa, like DK's not going to carry the game. You know, he tried his best to create some pressure early on, but Nigma consistently was willing to bring 3 or 4 heroes, even just to slow him down. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to kill him, just stop him from creating pressure so that you can then pressure the Ursa. And Miracle's almost got a butterfly done. Ursa overpower, it used to not count attacks when you missed, but now it does. He's got the level 10, 15% evasion talent, plus the butterfly coming out for Miracle. This Ursa ain't hitting shit.
Correct. Another connection. Box is going to stand his ground. Go for the duel with the blade mail. He's not going to win that duel though. Won't lose it either. Does die after it comes to an end. So just more catches for Kuro. I mean, you know, Kuro, this 5 o'clock, having a great game, bro. 205, easy setups and hasn't died at all. Bottom lane, Koikfa really trying to get some objective. They've got the tower defense on lock as Nigma come in, push him away, keep that tower alive and available for the deny if they want to. Spike tries hunting Curious. How wouldn't it? Hit. See, you know, looking towards Mickey, his farm after the battle. Fury's trying to get this BKB. I mean, is there sort of any, like, how many items does Mickey need to be able to sort of say, right, I can turn up to this fight as the Ursa and at least take someone down? Like, is the BKB going to be enough for Liquid to try and fight around Mickey and commit for some of the squishier kills, or is he at this stage, is it still just a complete struggle?
Every hero on Nigma can defend themselves, so I don't actually know. I think he needs Abyssal in order to kill people, and I don't know if the game will last long enough for him to get it. I know I sound like Mr. Doomsday, Doom's Gloom here for the side of Liquid, but I think you have to be ahead of Dusa on Ursa to have a good matchup at all, and he's
It just keeps
like
getting better.
clipped. He's got a full item on Miracle ahead of the Ursa, and the thing about those ultimates that it feels so good when you know you're in this spot on Team Nigma, they're like efficiency ultimates to kill Koikfa down there. It's like we only have to bring 2 or 3 heroes to kill you rather than 4 or 5 because we're casting our ultimates on. And when you see people just willingly using their ultimates for kills like this, even just pressure like this, then you know you're in a really commanding spot, because usually if you don't have your ultimates, you have to be afraid afterwards. But Nigma, like, look at Mickey's life. He's just getting kited out of his own jungle, or out of the opponent's jungle, while Medusa's farming his own. He's constantly having to deal with threats, while Medusa just forced the CM to TP. This is just... I don't think this ever gets better. They're eventually going to take Roche on the side of Nigma when they feel like it's safe. They have no sense of urgency here. They don't have to rush. And once Medusa has 2 lives, I can't fathom the first one, how he loses that one. The second one is even...
Silence.
Kuro on the hunt. Oh no, poor Stadia. It's an easy catch for Kuro. As soon as Stadia steps outside of the base, Kuro. Shot. Nearly the blink, but definite scrambling from Liquid's heroes to get any sort of item up. 11k down, 19 for 3. Nigma hitting perfectly hard, and as you say, something that you felt, you know, this is pretty much what you expected from seeing these drafts, this sort of pace, or is this more severe than you expected, or less so?
I'm not gonna act like I'm some oracle. I just have played Ursa in a similar situation,
yeah,
where I didn't really know, unless I had a really good start, how the game would, like, how I would be able to carry the game. So when I see these drafts, I just thought their timing was really fragile, so if they didn't hit it, it was gonna be a nightmare. That was kind of how I thought about it. And since they were able to get a couple kills on Ursa early, They really slowed down that Battle Fury timing. Medusa got all the space in the world, and now I feel like the script has already written itself. And here's the Roche coming out. I didn't even mention, Kyle mentioned it during the draft, but he now has the Blood Rage buff as well to amp up his damage. Did he catch the Phoenix though? No buyback.
Not a bad start at all to a fight if they can keep this going into anything more. Successful duel from Boxy. Boxy, gotta try and catch up the Ancient. Won't manage to do so. Stop playing Weeheart. Start playing around with Tiger. And the coil to be dropped. Take the kills somewhere around, as he knows it's not necessary to win a fight, to have the ult. Still get the space, despite the effort from Boxy. Tiger to push them away from the pit. Get back in, finish this off. Tells that Aegis secured. Of course, looking at the gold, just step closer to what really is going to be one of the fastest Guardians after Butterfly and Medusa build-up. We saw already this was the fastest Butterfly timing from Medusa on this patch from Miracle. The rest of the items are going to continue to fly out at a very...
Yeah, he's got the. It looks like he's wrapping up his build with the Daedalus. If he does get that far, he basically says, "I'm unkillable. Now I kill all of you." The natural progression for heroes like Medusa: stat yourself up, and then make yourself unignorable.
Now take away that off Nigma's, but as soon as they come forward, it's an easy kill. Quite tries to hold back Miracle with the Dragon Tail stun, but now he's left himself open to be ruptured. Tanky's trying to run, but locks him down, forces out the BKB. Quakefor will at least keep his life intact, but without a BKB and down bottom, Kuro is on the hunt for Boxy. Boxy trying to stand his ground. Pops the blade mail and the duel, but Kuro, he'll be happy to take the +20 on this.
I'll kill you again.
Yeah, I feel like this is hunting season, and Liquid are just a bunch of deer running around the map, trying to just have eat some grass or something. You know, they're just trying to live their lives. While Nigma kind of having their way with this is just slaughter, man. I don't know.
It really is. I mean, we sort of saw in game one Liquid spiral out of control in the second half. This has just been Nigma spiraling out of control pretty much from minute one. This game, I mean, those first few moves from Weeheart up to the top, crushing the lane of Mickey, just really sort of set the gears in motion, and Liquid just haven't been able to put a stop to it at all. We're 24 minutes in, they have this Miracle Medusa knocking at their base, SMY, Butterfly, Skadi, and Aegis. Just an incredible amount of strength that they have to sit behind here, Nigma. Liquid, they can't really even get round to the backlines. They're maybe looking for an angle here with this smoke. They're going to get the duel out onto Weeheart. They do get the kill. Hook shots in. Instead, they're getting a good position for the ult. But now GH swoops across, drops down the egg. Miracle just pops the stone gaze, and suddenly the fight comes to an abrupt end for Liquid. They're trying to retreat, but they cannot get Quakefor out of there. As Mickey try and stand his ground against mind control. Tiger's rolling away. There's nothing they can do here to stop Nigma just from taking their set of racks. Top racks down, 25 minutes in.
Rock it on.
Kuro and mind control, they are low. I mean, Tiger might get some kills off the back of this. Another rock down, keeping the magnetize going. He gets Kuro. Can you get mind control as well here? Tiger, another bolt. It's the one in mid. He stepped too close to mind control. So Tiger gets a few kills out of this. Mickey is going for Miracle on the high ground. There's going to be a buyback from Tiger. Miracle, of course, still with that Aegis, so they'll have to go for him twice, but there's no Weeheart or mind control to help him out. It's Tiger for the angle, boxing. He's able to find the duel. They get the Aegis. Can they do it a second time, though? It looks like they're not going to chance it.
And it's up.
So a little bit of action there for Liquid. Kind of sort of the only kind of fight that they've managed to get something out of in this whole game. Of course, damage still very much done with that top lane taken completely away from them. And again, even with those kills, nothing really that can be done off the back of them.
They scan him. They know Mickey is here.
Got him. Kuro's in. McKay, he has got BKB ult and TP. He's actually going to stand his ground. And that will come to lose his life. Knew that even with the Enrage, unlikely to be able to TP out time. Consider the amount of right click that Miracle's doing right now.
Yeah, Liquid actually played that fight really well. They went on the Medusa with the Earth Spirit just to silence him so that the Medusa wouldn't be able to protect his teammates with the Stone Gaze. But even then, like, they're just down by 2,000 net worth going into that fight, and even more afterwards. You just can't overcome this differential when the enemy team just has so much team fight, raw damage. There's no way to outscale them. The writing's on the wall, and looks like they're gonna play it out though, and I respect that.
Always worth to play through those final extra minutes, give you more time to think about what you're gonna do coming into game 3.
Usually I say give the enemy team a chance to throw, but pretty hard to throw with Medusa. You kind of just stand there hitting things. It's similar to last game though, right? Both teams had a hero that just becomes unkillable. Becomes really hard. It's pretty impossible to play the game. Like, no matter, you know, Kyle talked about the skill level of people is all equal when they're stunned. I would say it's also looks about equal when there's a hero you just can't kill, because who cares how many abilities you land? The guy just doesn't move. Blood rages.
Able to take these buildings with no answer from Liquid.
Kuro even went for drums, so the blood rage attack speed wasn't enough. Let's give him another 45.
Gonna try something. Go for the duel. Instantly messed with by the Yule Scepter. Foxley, he'll go down. He has got a buyback, quite for having to use the BKB to step back. They do manage to take most of the mana of Miracle away. Can they chase for kills here, Liquid? Tiger leading with the Magnetize, starting off the defense. Mickey's able to get in on top of Mind Control. Disarm onto the bear, but Mind Control going for the TP out. Not going to be able to make it. They're able to take him down. Miracle stepping back across, feeding into Boxy. He'll go down as a dieback on Boxy. Quite for trying to run in at Miracle, but he's also unable to deal with the damage that Miracle has. Mickey has the Enrage and the BKB. It doesn't matter. Miracle takes him out. Triple kill for the Deucer. 35-9, 26k lead here at 29 minutes lead in to end this game, as Nigma hit back as hard as Liquid did in game 1 and even more. This was as you said, Brian, you thought this was going to be a very hard game for Liquid.